Hello and welcome back to Old Truthford, the home of honestly biased sports content. Tonight we are going to be covering the Manchester United vs Nottingham Forest game in the FA Cup, which is realistically Ten Hag's only saving grace this season, but we're still in the FA Cup, albeit we haven't faced the toughest opposition, Nottingham Forest being the toughest so far. And yeah, we're hoping that we can actually have something to look forward to for the rest of the season, because everything else has been so abysmal due to a mixture of decisions as well as the plague of injuries that we've faced. Mackenzie, I see you in the chat. Bosch. Calum, I see you in the chat. I also see you in the Discord, Calum. I'm watching you. Got a close eye on you, my friend. Why so late today, admin? I may have had to meet someone after work. That's all I'll say. That's all I'll say, Mackenzie. But yeah, looks like the boys are getting ready for kickoff. Just to run through the lineup quickly. We've got Onana in goal, Lindelof and Varane at centre-back. Amrabat, I believe, will be playing left back, which is interesting to see him back. We've got Delo at right back. Mackenzie, shut up. We've got McTominay and Casemiro at the base of the midfield, with Fernandes further forward, and a front three of Garnacho, Rashford, and Anthony. Now, I hate seeing Rashford up top, to be honest. So. Yeah, great. It's not gonna be, well, if the rest of the season's anything to go off of, it's not gonna be free flowing, let's say that. But the first half is kicked off now. Admin's mad he got outed. Yeah, let's not less about that. Less said about that, the better. Baldy better at left back anyway. I mean, better than Lindelof surely after the game against Fulham, because Lindelof was essentially just a man on the pitch. It's interesting to see Lindelof starting at right centre back and Varane starting at left centre back. So far, we're playing around the back. New nickname is the Plumber. Jesus Christ! Do you guys have any nicknames? Tell me what nicknames the peeps give you. I get called Slim. Slim but not shady. You're a clean-cut guy. Had the Slim Shady trim a while ago. Nothing wrong with that trim. Nothing wrong with that trim at all. Alanga attacking down the left wing. And Nottingham win a corner within the first 2 minutes of the game. And Anthony and Delo are celebrating the fact that they made a tackle. That is great. Awesome. Slim isn't that bad of a nickname, to be fair. Could be a lot worse. Like, don't think I'm gonna go around and tell everyone to call me the Plumber from now on, you know? I think the Plumber's one of the worst nicknames you could probably have. Okay. Corner in from Nottingham Forest, and away by McTominay. Good to see that we're actually now you have a Plumber from now on. Great. The admin's gone, the Plumber's here. Alright. Okay, Varane to Amrabat. Amrabat to Garnacho down the left wing. Garnacho, two players doubling up on him, but he wins the corner. When's the last time we actually scored from a corner? It must have been a Casemiro or Maguire goal. I don't think we score from corners too often though. Now you're the plumber from now. Pipe player. Jeez. Have some class, have some decorum, Mackenzie, please. Was Hoyland's goal the Villa? Oh! I just said we don't score from corners. Anthony just inside the box, shoots, hits the crossbar. Oh, and we're still 0-0. Anthony cannot catch a break, can he? Beautiful strike, but just too much power on it. Man. Ten Hag would have been vindicated in picking him over Amad Diallo had that gone in. Hopefully Anthony can pick up a goal and then Amad can get some minutes if we're in a winning position. I don't know how I'm 50 seconds behind, but I'm watching it through BBC iPlayer. If you watch it on the TV, it's quicker. Like BBC iPlayer is always about a minute behind. Just realised I need to post on the Discord. All locked now. See if I can grab this. Where's everyone tonight? Admin's Angels are missing. Nick said he'd be a bit late because I don't know what, but he said he'd be late. And as for Viv, I don't know if he knows that we're playing in the FA Cup tonight. And then like, I don't know what the time difference is as well in like India and all of that sort of stuff. Let's have a look. I know Viv's in Dubai, but yeah, no, it looks like it's quite late in Dubai at the moment. I think it's like 12 o'clock, so I don't know how many people are staying up for it on a Wednesday evening. But we're all about dedication here on the Old Truthford channel, and that's why you're MVP of the stream right now, Mr. Mackenzie. Had a performance review at work today. Basically said I'm good at what I do, but I need to do more things apparently. What things are they saying that you need to do? Because they can't just say you need to do more things. Like, I'm here even when I got work. You've a man. You've a man. I mean, it goes both ways, my friend. It goes both ways. Right after this stream, I need to pack. I need to get some shut-eye. Off to London tomorrow. And then I am getting the train from London back. Oh, cross. Oh, McTominay free header in the box, but saved. Getting the train back on Sunday morning for the Man City game. Admin's going to do some plumbing in London. Purely business, my friend. Purely business. I need to do more stations like chicken drinks and stuff like that. So where are you working at the moment, Mackenzie? And what are you doing? I do gorilla mackies, so cooking the burgers. So they're asking you to do more of the stuff. Basically a chef, isn't it? So when they said you need to do more stuff, how did you take that? Did you take that as a compliment? Or are you more in the mindset of, oh, I can't be asked to do more responsibilities for whatever? No, I was like, I'm good at this. Why would I go and be shiz at something else? Fair point. Why be a jack of all trades and master of none when you could be the master of one thing and then you're the go-to guy for that thing? The managers want you to learn the different things because basically the more skills that people know, then if someone goes off sick or whatever, then someone can fill in. But if they're not paying you more for it, then why do it? I don't get paid more for knowing more stations, so like, yeah, exactly, what's the point? Diego, my friend, how are you doing? I get an extra star on my badge. Oh, wow, that means the world. Wow. Are you going to put that on your tombstone when you pass away? I got an extra star on my badge. Great. Thanks. Companies are so funny like that. Like when they talk about recognition and rewards and stuff, and like nobody gives a shiz if it's not either more money or it gives them a better career opportunity. That's about it. Those are the only two things that matter. Anthony down on the ground in our box now. We're 10 minutes in. It's been a bit of a back-to-back game. We've had two really good opportunities with a cross in to McTominay, which was essentially a free header, but he fired it directly towards the goalkeeper. And Anthony has hit the crossbar, but so far, close but no cigar. Got a feeling I'm going to quit at some point because it's just us. Yeah, well, I mean, just keep yourself open to other opportunities. Like, there's definitely better jobs. Like, there's always a better job. Scott only scores when he needs to. That's his thing. That's a good point, actually. Going to become a YouTuber and collab with admin. Mate, it takes a lot of bloody work. But who knows? Never say never. I think it's more difficult for you because you only stream. Yeah, I'm definitely working on short content more, but I need to make it sustainable. At the moment, the only thing that's sustainable is streaming because of schedules and stuff like that. But yeah, the way channels grow, you have to create like at least 2-3 videos, which are like 10 minutes every single week on obviously current topics. And that's what I'm planning to do. It's just, I want to make sure that I can create a schedule that I'm 100% going to stick to before I do it, rather than, cheeky voice crack, rather than, I don't know, doing one or like two in a row and then just having something come up, which means that I can't do it. So it's all about time management at the moment. But that definitely will be happening. especially over the summer, I think as well, when the transfer window opens, because this transfer window is going to be extremely interesting to see who we bring in and who leaves the club. I think I don't know, Mackenzie, do you ever watch I don't know if you're familiar, I know you're familiar with boxing, I don't know if you're familiar with MMA. Do you ever watch Chael Sonnen's channel? Because I'm thinking of doing something in a similar style-esque, where it's more like quick videos of like 5-6 minute, maybe like 10-minute videos of just quick updates of literally everything that's happening, big questions around Manchester United, as well as, you know, like you mentioned there, scout reports, incoming players, everything like that. Diego, I hope we don't see Amrabat getting cooked for pace for 90 minutes, dear God. Well, he's already got cooked for pace a couple of times, so don't be surprised that we're going to sit back. Man, all it takes is just there, all it takes is 2 passes, and it looks like our whole defence is on edge. And Marcus Rashford's jumping for balls, but he just can't get to. Streaming's definitely harder than making normal vids. Yeah, 100%. I don't know, it's harder. I don't know. Actually, I don't know if it would be harder, to be honest, because like the editing, like it takes so long to edit a video when you're not obviously used to it. So, and you have to get also the time that it takes to properly look into the topic that you're talking about, because you don't want to just create a video where like you're not adding any value or you're not giving a different insight to things that people don't already know. Because I see a lot of content where it's kind of like, everything's just like there's nothing differentiating between one content creator and another content creator other than the fact they are 2 different people. Like, they're not actually saying anything different. Whereas I would like to try and create content short form content, where I can actually pose questions that will make people think differently about certain topics, rather than just, you know, okay, this is how it is kind of thing. But it's just having the time to make vids. I'd only start doing that if it becomes financially viable. But this is the thing, you've got to invest the time in originally, otherwise it never will become financially viable. And that's why a lot of YouTubers do it when they're young, because they've got time, because they're at uni or all of this sort of stuff. So it's so they've got time on their side to invest in like editing and all of this sort of stuff. But yeah, no, I think I definitely will schedule it in. It's just I'm gonna have to be on like my A game to do it consistently, on top of streaming, on top of like actual real world work and responsibilities and all of that sort of stuff. But I've seen clips of Chael Sonnen on TikTok, but not his own vids. Never watched his channel. Yeah, I kind of like his formatting, where it's more of just posing questions to the audience, and it's more just topics of the day kind of thing, rather than, oh, Rashford? Oh, over the bar. Yeah, I definitely do like the makeup of his channel. Once I get a laptop, I'll edit the vids for you. It's a hard one, man. First, I need to find out my own editing style before I'm even thinking about getting anyone else editing, because I'm still figuring that out myself. That's part of the process of making it sustainable, because I want to know what I want to stick to and what kind of message I want to get across. Most of the difference is editing styles, because it creates a unique feel, because 2 creators could say the same thing, but because one feels better to watch, their opinion becomes more respected. That's 100% true as well. The Chelson thing kind of sounds like Stephenhausen. Okay, so I haven't, to be honest, I'm familiar with Stephenhausen, but I have not seen his content in years, to be honest. I don't watch a lot of United content anymore from other creators, because I don't have the time, but let's have a quick look at Stephenhausen's channel. See, so with Stephenhausen's channel, he does do current topics, but then he also sticks to he does also stick to a schedule. So he sticks to his 5-day or 5 reasons why kind of thing, 5 things we learned. But yeah, it would be similar to that, where it's more, but I'm thinking more of like a micro version of what he's doing. So essentially, like almost with the Instagram page, you know how like every single post is kind of its own topic. It would be kind of like that, but like a 4-minute video or a 5-minute video for every single post and every single topic individually, saying, oh, okay, what this actually means, the impact of it, dressing it up a little bit more, and how it actually affects the immediate future and long-term future of the club. So I think, but yeah, it would be a similar style to that. Very back and forth game at the moment. It's neither team have really got a stranglehold on it, I'd say. We've had the better chances, but Nottingham Forest arguably have been in our box a bit more. But I think that's kind of the case for every single game. Amrabat giving the ball away there, but Onana made a good save. Mackenzie, he's like my main guy because Goldbridge is way too deluded, but also negative. But Stephen is subtly deluded and not negative. Yeah, I think it's such a hard one with Goldbridge, man. Like I watch some things, I'm like, okay, he's a sound guy, and then other things, I'm just kind of like, he definitely leans into it because he probably knows it gets views, so he just leans into it, which you gotta respect as a business person. Amrabat giving the ball away again there nearly. You've got to respect as a business person, but at the same time, I don't think it's been too positive overall for United, but it's hard to make a overall statement. Goldbridge just complains, but Stephen has ideas on how to fix the situation because he understands it more because he's a manager. It's a lot easier, or it's a lot more entertaining, so to speak, to watch people complain rather than it is to actually watch someone fix a problem, because then there's no jeopardy. There's no like, oh no, this is terrible, something to complain about. It's more of, oh, okay, this is what we can do. And then people are like, oh, okay. Like, people don't actually want you to solve any problems, which is quite funny. But that's just human psychology. If you do vids like that, you want it to be around 5 minutes, but I guarantee you'll end up making half-hour vids because you can accidentally talk for hours. Yeah, that's the thing as well. It would have to be very clinical and very, very direct with the communication. And that's where the editing style comes in, because if it's just, it needs to be very snappy, very sharp, everything like that. But it's in production at the moment. When it becomes consistent, Old Truthford is gonna rock a few boats, at which point it would be fun to collaborate with some of these people, because I have been, or when I was younger, I watched all of them for like years, so I find it so much more interesting seeing how Stephen comes to conclusions and thinking how it would work out. Yeah. It's yeah, to be honest, I'm not going to comment on Stephen's content because I honestly haven't watched it, so I'd need to watch it before I make any conclusions. But one thing that I remember from watching Stephen's content from like years ago was one thing I'd remember is that he would always scout academy players, but then the ones that he'd talk about or hype up, they would never make it in the first team. And it was like, I'm watching all of these videos to find out, okay, well, this guy goes to the academy games and he knows that this person's going to be a star and all of this stuff. So I can like plan for, okay, well, in the future, we're going to have this player and that player. And like, none of them have made it into the first team. And it's been like 8 years past. So it's like, it just goes to show that we're all like, none of us really know what we're talking about, do we? None of us really know what we're talking about. Like, there's a bit of luck involved with football, all of this sort of stuff. It's that's why I try not to take the I don't know, the what do you call it? I try not to take the okay, I know everything about football approach, which I think a lot of content creators do. Like they kind of think that because they do have an audience, it's like, oh, okay, well, my knowledge on football is a lot better than everyone else's who watches me, and I have to pretend like I know everything, otherwise they're going to stop watching and all of this stuff. Like, I don't really care about knowing more than other people. I just care about having conversations and actually putting questions across that interest me to see how people react to them. He never spoke about Mainu, never Forson, not Rashford, not Greenwood. I remember he raved about Mengi a lot. I remember he raved about Fosu Mensah a lot when he originally came through. Man, Alanga's tearing apart Delo and Anthony. But to be fair, Rashford was apparently a pretty average E-flow. Yeah, no one knew about Rashford, to be fair. Stat merchants, most YouTubers are. Yeah. That's what's kind of sad about this space at the moment as well, because I remember growing up on like the OG kickoff and all of that sort of stuff. And then the new space is very formulaic. It's very samey. Like, there's not many football content creators that I watch where I'm like, oh man, this guy's unique. Like, this guy or girl, either way, they create something where I'm like, okay, well, this is new and innovative and all of this. It's just, okay, let's churn out the same updates and news and all of this sort of stuff and not give our own opinions and lean into our audience. It's all just a bit boring, really. He liked Ethan Laird. I thought Laird was good too, to be fair. I thought he'd come back and be our second choice. Alanga is ripping us apart. He is, to be honest. Alanga's definitely going to be up for this game. If he can be the player to knock out Manchester United in the FA Cup, I think he would be very happy with that. I don't know, man. We can't activate the clause yet. Like, we've got so many attacking players. And think about it, like, Alanga wants to play on the left wing. Garnacho's been given a lot of time on the left wing this season. Not saying that had Alanga stayed, Garnacho wouldn't have got that time, but Alanga would have just been waiting around the entire time for an opportunity that would have never come, because if we're being honest, the ceiling for Garnacho is probably a lot higher than it is for Alanga. probably expires after like 4 years. Yeah, we got time. We got time. Everyone is booing when Bruno gets the ball. Is there a backstory to that? Did Bruno do something to Nottingham Forest fans? Can't remember anything. Yeah, but imagine Ghana on the right and Alanga on the left. That's pretty dangerous, to be fair. But without a striker, I think it's gone to show that like our attack just can't function. Like, you put Rashford up front. Has Rashford touched the ball yet today? Have you seen Rashford touch the ball? Like, we're almost half an hour in and I can't think of when Rashford's got involved in anything. Should have bought Kane. This is the problem with some online fans. Nottingham Forest on the attack here. And it's over the bar. Yeah, definitely love Højlund and hoping he will become the player that we think he will. Still very young, but I don't like the fact that he's been at United and there's been already rumours of, okay, well, he's got a reoccurring back injury and he's also just had like little niggles here and there. I don't like that for such a young player. But the problem is he may be getting overplayed because there's no second option. So it's like more injuries are going to come because of the fact that we've got no one to replace these players because they're injured. But we needed a striker for now. We did. I think had we signed Harry Kane instead of Højlund, I think top 4 would have been secured. And not secured maybe, but we'd be on a similar, I'd say we'd be on a similar level to Spurs and Villa, so maybe like 1 point or 2 points behind them, because I do think Kane would just pick up those points. And we'd probably have been in the Carabao Cup final again. And I think we would have gotten Højlund for cheaper if we had Kane because we wouldn't be desperate for a striker. The only problem would have been that PSG were also like sniffing around Højlund. So had we not signed Højlund that last summer, then he almost definitely would have gone to a bigger club, which means that we just wouldn't have ever got him really. Because imagine he goes to PSG, he starts scoring goals for fun, and then he's on a lifetime contract pretty much. And then they've got their new star to replace Kylian Mbappe. We got rinsed because we were desperate. Desperate, and also the fact that, like, when you know that you're not dealing with proper business people, you know you can just, like, take the piss. Not bigger, I mean big club like PSG or all of them, you know? There's obviously not a bigger club than the greatest team to have ever played the beautiful game. Like, if we came in next season for Højlund, it would have been cheaper if we had Kane. But yeah, he would have been gone. More successfully recently, you mean? No, I thought I thought it's a big, but yeah, no, big club. So like, because PSG were already in for him, that was Delot, cheeky spin with a cross. Oh, McTominay with another header, but good save from Matt Turner. Matt Turner actually made a save, Jesus. But yeah, no, PSG were definitely in for him, and PSG would have just put him on a lifetime contract. So that would have been a young, promising striker, but we just never would have got our hands on. And it would have been another what if. Whereas with Harry Kane, we knew what we were getting, but we'd also... It doesn't feel as big as a what if because of the potential of Højlund. McTominay just tried to do a bicycle kick. Jesus Christ. Oh. The audacity of the man. He can do whatever he wants in the opposition's box. Okay, McTominay sprinting forward here with the ball. Bruno looking to make the overlap or just running towards him. McTominay cross to Garnacho. Garnacho. Anthony. Casemiro finds Garnacho again. We need to be quicker when Garnacho just kicks the ball out of play. Not on the same wavelength as Amrabat. Tell me though, Mackenzie, do you actually think we're going to win this game? Or because at the moment we've had a lot of good chances, but we are yet to score. So I feel kind of bad for Ten Hag, but last minute winner by Forest. Oh, great. So it's going to be a boring game for like the entire 90, but then we'll feel pain right at the end. What I don't understand is why Ten Hag played Forsen on the right wing last game. If he's a young striker, why would the referees having a word with Ten Hag here? I'm just thinking, surely Forsen, if he's trained as a striker, like for the majority of his career in the academy, I'm taking this as an assumption, then surely even if they've only trained as a striker for like a few years and they're still like young, that would be better than putting Marcus Rashford at striker when you know what you're going to get. And you know that he's not going to move, he's not going to do anything like that. He's looking for one ball over the top and that's it. The hold-up play is non-existent. The pressing isn't really there. Like, what? Why not play Forsen at striker? Okay, Anthony just pushed to the ground there. And we're almost at the end of the first half already. And we've created good chances. Haven't been clinical. Played pretty badly, but what we're seeing is we take Hoyland out the team, and all of a sudden we're back to we can't score. Because I think what most people don't connect as well is that after we score the first goal, it takes a lot of pressure off of the defenders, and also means that the opposition have to open up a bit more in order for a chance to win or at least draw. So that first goal is pivotal in us actually doing something. But nobody has stepped up to score that first goal yet. Rashford's appealing for a penalty. I don't know why you're throwing your arms up, man. Like, who cares if it's not... It doesn't... Like, you just kicked the ball out of play. Like, those penalties are never given. Why are you complaining? Just get up. Boring game, this. It's not easy on the eye, is it? I don't think many games this season have been. Okay, Rashford is walking slowly around the pitch while sweating like an... I don't know, a seal? Okay, McTominay's got the ball. What can he do with it? Plays a decent ball to Rashford at left wing. Rashford's got space. One-on-one. Finds Amrabat in the box. Amrabat looking for Garnacho. Couldn't find him. That was better. That was a very quick play. Like, Nottingham Forest is so open. If we just pass the ball quicker there, then we can actually create opportunities. It was a good ball from McTominay to Rashford. Fernandez finds McTominay. McTominay, of course he was going to shoot. Blocked. Amrabat back to Rashford. Anthony on the ball. What do you make of Anthony's performance so far? Okay, the ball's been given away. Alanga. Alanga crosses. They shoot. Oh my god. Not seen him really. Yeah. There's a lot of there's a lot of players that we haven't really seen. I think we're lucky that Nottingham Forest don't make the most of his opportunities, like, but it goes to show how bad we are that we can create all of these opportunities, not score. And then even against these teams who, it's not like they're amazing attacking teams, they can't get a shot on target. Oh god, that was good. Oh god, Alanga in our box. We're lucky Nottingham Forest are so shit, man. Nottingham Forest are trash. But it's just come up on the screen there. Forest have had 12 attempts and United 6. So even though they're trash, they're still actually giving it a go more than United. I think this has to be one of Anthony's last chances, because if he doesn't score or at least perform today... Oh, Anthony finds Bruno, and Bruno... Oh. We've had 64% of the ball and done nothing with it. It doesn't even feel like we've had 64% of the ball. Like, we can have that much possession in our own half, but what does that even mean? Okay, Nottingham Forest. If they were a bit more composed, you know, Nottingham Forest could be absolutely they could honestly be like 2-3-0 up. Scott McTominay finds Anthony. I can't believe we paid £80 million for a player that can only use one foot. Casemiro shoots and it's over the bar. It's over the bar. I misprime our label. But he had no tactics. We need someone with tactics. Even if, like, Ten Hag obviously is a very good tactical coach, but if half your team are injured, then it doesn't matter, does it? Do you think the players know that even if they win this game, they're going to be playing Liverpool next? And they're just thinking, do we go out here and die on our sword, or do we have to lose to another rival and see all of the fans give up on us? Because we know the mentality is weak with these players. So what's going on? Have they given up already just at the thought of facing Liverpool? But that's half time. Ole tactics, go out and score as many as you can. How is it only half time? I feel like I've just watched like 4 games in one match. McTominay's had a handful of good chances, but we just haven't been able to convert. Alan Shearer has come out and said, let's have a look here. I don't like Marcus Rashford's body language. As an individual, he has to take responsibility for his actions. He has to do better. Hold the ball up. Stop waving his arms around. He's telling the fans that it's not his fault he lost the ball. Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Is giving Marcus Rashford that 350k a week one of the worst decisions Man United have made? Will it come to be known as that? Marcus stole a living this season. Okay, let's do a little exercise here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna type into Google how many weeks has it been since the 14th of August when the Premier League started this year, or last year rather. 28 weeks, 2 days. Okay, so it's been 28 weeks, and Marcus Rashford gets paid 350k a week. So 28 weeks, that is £9.8 million. Marcus Rashford has been paid £9.8 million. Now, let's go on to Marcus Rashford's stats this season. And Marcus Rashford has scored 5 goals, got 6 assists, and that's it. So per goal, Marcus Rashford has earned almost £2 million per goal. Now, guys, Marcus Rashford has played 31 games. If I told you that you have, so what's that, like a goal every 6 games? If I told you you have 6 games for Manchester United, if you score 1 goal, you will get £2 million. Do you reckon you would be able to do that? Yes or no? Marcus is still living this season. Don't like how we high press and also try to play a low defensive line. I just don't get Ten Hag. Why Ten Hag would try to keep midfield and defensive line so distant. Don't listen to the Jamie Carragher Kool-Aid Eshaw. Come on, you're better than that. 6, never mind. 350k a week after tax, so it's technically like 700k a week. The 350k a week is after tax. No way it's after tax. No. Surely not. I could definitely score a Prem goal, just one, if I was in a City team. No, you have to be in the current Man United team. You have to be in the current Man United team, and you've got 6 games to score 1 goal, and you get paid £2 million. I reckon I could do it. And I reckon a lot of people who listen to this chat could do it. Alan Shearer also had to say, Marcus Rashford still has to send out the correct message to the fans with his body language. And at times this season, he hasn't done that. He is getting frustrated. Yeah, no, it's been a bit of a shit show, to be honest. I don't know why Ten Hag doesn't play Forsen at striker. Just do it. Or play Ahmad at striker, or just play anyone. Try anything that's different to this. Because you can surely see with your eyes it's not working. Yeah, that's how the contracts work, because most footballers earn more than 50k a year, obviously, so they're in 50% tax bracket. So to earn what was agreed, the club pays out double. You can look at Tevez's leaked payslip at sea. That is mental if that's after tax and not before tax. That's even more ludicrous. He was on 300 and got paid 700. Nah, man. Nah, that's not. No. We can't be doing that. So Ten Hag, should he not be manager next season, would be remembered as the manager who put Marcus Rashford on a 350k a week contract and paid £80 million for Anthony. I mean, obviously he'd be remembered for a Carabao Cup win as well, but that's what he would be remembered for financially, in terms of like leaving behind at Manchester United. Whereas Ole would be remembered for Harry Maguire, who, okay, he had like a bad season and a half, and also, but he also brought in Bruno Fernandes, who, without him, our club would be irrelevant right now. So irrelevant in terms of performance, by the way. Obviously, United could never be irrelevant, but footballers are the biggest tax contributors in the country. That's why clubs bleed money, because they don't just pay what's known. They have to pay everything on top. I don't know, I feel like a lot of footballers would... I guess, do they have to pay? I'd have to look into that, actually. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I'd have to look into it. Because you say footballers are the biggest tax contributors in the country, but then there's a lot of dodgy dealings with Cristiano Ronaldo and Lionel Messi, who have both been accused of like evading tax in Spain and stuff. So I wouldn't be surprised if footballers here also have a cheeky account in the Cayman Islands or something for the business account. It's harder here because it comes straight from the club's bank, not the players. It gets taken straight from the pay and they never see the rest of the money. Obviously, there's ways to get around it. Interesting. I wonder how many football... Basically, if any football players say... yeah. Cough, cough, city. If... Let's see. I think if... basically, if a player has their own company, then they're almost definitely getting around it. However, if they're an employee of the company, of Manchester United or of the football team, then it would be taken straight out of their payslip. But how many players just have their own companies where they're, if they're allowed to, where the money is just paid directly towards their company and then the company has to pay the tax? It's a good question, to be honest, because I never thought about it. That would be quite a interesting topic. How do footballers pay tax? Yeah, so they pay through PAYE rather than self-assessment or anything like that. So it's directly with the company, which means that you're right, it is taken straight out of their payslip. But then it's interesting because if if that's then coming out of the club, then there must be a way for the club to get out of paying all of that tax. Surely. Because it's not like foreign countries where the individuals file the tax and has to figure out what to pay. Never see the money here. Interesting. GCSE business coming in handy here. Did you do like a topic on how footballers pay tax? No wonder Cristiano Ronaldo didn't want to stay in England. Why would any football? That makes it so much more interesting, though, that it's like that in England, but it may not be like that in all of the other countries, because you think like a big Premier League move, you'll earn more money, but if you're paying tax on it, then your weekly wage would have to be literally almost double for you to get. It's a very interesting topic. Okay, I'm gonna have to have a look into this. Clubs get out of it by writing off parts of it as charity. Yeah, I know about the charity shtick when it comes to companies, but that's why a lot of clubs have their own charities. McDonald's does the same thing with the Ronald McDonald Trust. Yeah, a lot of small companies do that as well by like sponsoring football teams and all of this sort of stuff to get out of tax. Or not to get out of it, but what's the phrase that they use? To like lift or something. I can't remember. Yeah, tax evasion and tax avoidance. That's the thing. My business knowledge is coming back now as well, Mackenzie. You're sparking it off. So tax avoidance is completely legal, but then tax evasion is illegal, I believe. Yeah, avoid instead of evasion. That's one. It's illegal to avoid now too. Ooh, since 2014. Okay, second half is underway. Elanga's absolutely teared apart Casemiro there, but Anthony's got back to defend well. Fair play to him. Whose payslip am I Googling? Tebez. Let's have a quick look. Tebez payslip. Okay, so basic pay 720k, 287. Accommodation is about £20,000. Okay, and MP bonus £7,000. Taxable 300. Wait, what is that? 300? Tickets, hospitality, FA fine, 24 quid. Oh yeah, that's gonna hurt, isn't it? Tax 318,678. Oh no, that's his overall. So taxable to date. So essentially for the entire, what month were they on? They were on, oh, good save from Onana and away by Delo. Onana's actually keeping us in this game now. So that means in March 2010, so that would have been just before the new tax year, Tevez received £7 million, 904,117 pounds. 7,904,111 117 pounds. Okay. And he would have paid 3.18 million in tax. Delo out for another corner. So yeah, literally half of it. So, and the basic pay for that month would have been 720,000. So yeah, you're right. So they have to pay, and the PAYE contribution was 330,000. So when was Tevez on 300k or? So was Tevez on like 350k at Man City? That's mental. Tevez Man City elite slip. So his real pay is 700k, but his usable money is 300. Mental. How are we playing? Terrible, Nick. It's like watching paint dry, mate. Welcome to the stream. It's funny that the red card fine is the same in every league. 24 quid. 24 quid for Sunday League and 24 for Prem. Makes no sense. I see when admin isn't talking about the game. Elite ball knowledge here, mate. Even though the way wages were. Yeah, I know. I mean, Mackenzie's got a future in football business there. It's kind of mad to think that Tevez was on that much money back then, though. That was 2010. Now we've been talking about wages for the last 10 minutes, Nick. I'm not home yet. On the bike racing to the TV. Oh, did I have a post or did Onana make a save? Don't bike and phone, Nick. Dangerous. It's not dangerous in the Netherlands. I mean, flattest land you'll ever know, Mackenzie. Well, as long as he doesn't, no, he's not going down the motorway right now. Okay. Nottingham Forest piling on the pressure here now. We haven't really even done anything the second half. We missed a few chances in the first half, Nick, so we could have been at least 1-0 or 2-0 up, but we haven't played very well, which is a shock, because we've been doing so well this season so far. But here we are. Tevez was 300k after bonuses, so it was like 240k. Still, 2010. Big wages for 2010. We have bike path, it's safe. Bike path for the win. Here's a toast to all the bike paths out there. Should get me in charge of contract negotiations at United and transfer deals. Mackenzie, we don't want to sign Rooney Bargy, okay? He's an 18-year-old that looks like he's about 40 years old, and I actually saw the update from Fabrizio Romano about Rooney Bargy today, I think it was, where Copenhagen just aren't playing him because he doesn't want to sign a new long-term contract. That makes me think, when we sign someone, do we have to pay the tax for the club we're buying from? I wouldn't think so. But then again, football clubs are very astute. They want to get all the money they can when they're losing an asset. You need to look up a map of all bike paths in Europe and see Netherlands glow up. I know Netherlands is not a place to mess with the bikers, man. There's a lot of bikers. We actually need Rooney Bargy. Like, if we sign someone for 40 mil, but the tax was 50%, have we got to pay 60 mil to cover tax? I don't know if do you have to pay tax on signings? Is that like why would you have to pay tax on signings if that's two businesses doing a, because what tax would that be that you're paying? Yeah, because it's money coming into the club. It's profit made. But it's not profit until the end of the tax year. So like, if somehow that club spent that money on, say, a player or players, then it wouldn't always necessarily be profit. I would think that you wouldn't have to pay that because the tax wouldn't be worked out. Like, a company's tax isn't worked out until like a whole year afterwards. So if you buy a player in the summer, in August, then I don't know how they would work out the tax that you'd have to pay on that in April the next year, if that makes sense, because their profits may go up and down depending on who else they bring in, who else they sell, all of that sort of stuff. So it wouldn't be fair to charge one club, okay, you have to give us a percentage for this player, but then another club could like buy a player off of them, and then they wouldn't have to pay the same percentage because it's all dependent on what goes in and out, and all. There's too many variables to work it out. Unless you didn't make money on the player, I guess. I guess that's why FFP is over 3 years instead of 1 year. Yeah. It's interesting with footballing business though, because I never thought, oh, Anthony, straight at the keeper. Straight at Turner. Matt Turner. Okay. We need a goal, otherwise we are going to be out of the FA Cup. This is not looking good. Penalty? Penalty to Rashford? Players are appealing for it quite strongly, but Rashford's gone down quite easily a couple of times, so I don't know if the ref's going for it. I'm guessing VAR isn't available tonight, but they're both Premier League teams, so why wouldn't it be? Does anyone know if VAR is on tonight? McTominay's doing pretty well at the moment at getting the ball wide and keeping it moving forward. Is Marcus Rashford still down? He's just got up, but it looks like Marcus Rashford's injured. Looks like he's hurt his rib. Let's see if it was a penalty. I mean, it definitely looked like... it's a hard one, because like Rashford opened up his rib to him where just as the player was putting his arm down. Did he mean to like elbow him? It wasn't. It doesn't look like a penalty to me. Was it foul play even? I don't know. Don't think VAR is used until all teams are out of the cup. Oh, okay, that makes sense. That's fair. There are still second league teams in the round, so VAR is ruled out, I believe. Cool. Is Marcus Rashford actually injured, or is he looking for a breather? Will he be absolutely fine? If Marcus Rashford goes off, then surely we're looking at Ahmad coming on. Bring Ahmad on. Come on. Let's see him in an open game. This is a good excuse to just sub Marcus Rashford off because he's done nothing. Like, just come on. Ahmad doing his loosening hip exercise there. Looks like he's ready to come on and make his stamp on the team. Eriksen, I don't know if Eriksen's physical enough for a game like this. If Rashford is injured, maybe we should kill all of our dreams of getting anywhere. I think... I don't know. Even if Marcus Rashford's injured, I mean, he's only scored 5 goals the entire season. I don't think all of our dreams were resting on if Marcus Rashford gets injured, if I'm being honest. Control the game better though, better passing. You'd think that, but then that's what I thought against Fulham. I thought, okay, bring Eriksen on and then we'll start to dominate. But it kind of just left us a lot more open. I don't like... Body language is a big thing, isn't it? Especially for athletes. And when Fernandes is just holding players back and then shaking his head when the whistle gets blown against him, it's like, what can you shake your head about? You are holding the player. Like, just get on with it, man, please. Do we have the record right now for most players injured in a season? We've had like 27 injuries this season. It's a hard one because a lot of teams have had injuries this season, so it kind of makes us look a bit... Like, we can't complain because of how common all of the injuries have been. But the way I caveat that is, if you look at our squad, all it takes is a few injuries and then we're back to, like, pretty much a team that we've had, like, for 5 years but just haven't turned up for us. So, Anthony and Fernandes linking up. Oh, beautiful. Oh, Fernandez tried an outside of a foot shot on the outside of the box, but it was just over. That would have been a beautiful goal. If 9 goals is our top scorer, it isn't that far off. I mean, McTominay could have levelled with Højlund had he actually converted his chances tonight. Could also be on 9 goals for the season. So many games last season, and then we've got Euros. Oh, man. It is to create doubt in the referee, but he does it so much it doesn't work. Yeah, he does it so much that it kind of works against him. Players aren't getting a break. But then the problem is they're asking for breaks, like with Ten Hag they'll ask. I think a report came out that some players asked for a break after the Fulham defeat for a day, and the staff at United were just shocked that they would ask for that. Because obviously you get a break when you're rewarded, but then if you're being rewarded, it means you're winning games, which means you're probably going to have to play more games. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, really. Turner kicks the ball long. Our players played 67 games last season without the international break. It's quite sad because they played that many games and all we had to show for it was... Oh, McTominay! Nah. And all they had to show for it was a Carabao Cup. So it's like they're playing so many games without breaks. And when you've got a weak squad as well and you're playing that many games, you have to play the same players over and over and over again. Which is why we really need to wait until we've got a full squad of players who are capable of actually playing. And yeah, we still don't have that. Anthony long ball to McTominay. Anthony right wing. Anthony to Fernandez. Is Rashford? Yeah, Rashford's back on the pitch. I feel like Rashford sometimes I feel like he sometimes has these injuries in games to get a breather. Fernandez? Fernandez had a shot on target and I think McTominay just kicked it off target. Oh, I need to see a replay of that. Oh, I think that was going in. I think McTominay just stopped us from scoring there. Oh, God. We cannot catch a break, can we? Just fought again, so Rashford's on like 700k a week without bonuses. Oh, don't do this to me, Mackenzie. Don't do this. I think, yeah, I think Rashford, if he doesn't hit the ground running next season, then sell to PSG in Jan. Just sell to PSG. Could sell him in the summer, to be fair. Could sell him in the summer. I'm sure PSG wouldn't mind paying ridiculous wages. Even if PSG did pay like 300, 350k for Rashford weekly wage, that's still nothing in comparison to like the hotel every week that they were giving Neymar and Mbappe. McTominay is the best defender in the wrong box. And in our box, he only gets handball. Oh, God, Nick. It's sad because it's true. Rashford Mbappe replacement. The 2% share in the club they have Mbappe. That's crazy. They gave Mbappe so much like it's kind of sad though in a way when you look at that deal. Like it is really sad that he not that Mbappe did anything, but the management were that desperate to keep him, and he's going on a free. Like it's one of the I think it's one of the funniest things when it comes to football that we've probably ever seen when it comes to smart business. Anthony to Delo. Delo gets tackled. He's earning money from a club he won't play for next season. Gave him a sporting director role. It's embarrassing from PSG. Got to decide transfers and shit. If I was a fan of that club and I saw him doing that, I'd just be like, "You're just pathetic. Like, how can you do that? Like, you know that the player's gonna leave. Like, he's been linked with Real Madrid forever. Why would you do that?" And then surely they're having conversations with him as well, where they're like, "Oh yeah, you'd never leave us though, would you, Mbappe?" And he's like, yeah." Like, no. If PSG made money from selling him, he'd make a percentage of the sale. Got to decide players to build a team around him to then leave on a free. So I can't replace him. Garnacho, corner. And it's still the 70th minute. No goal. He's literally cucked the club. Exactly. This is the football version of cucking someone. He's done an Icardi with what Icardi did with his wife, if I'm thinking of the correct player. Fernandez! Terrible shot. Beautiful play from United to give him the opportunity, but terrible shot. And you can see the frustration on everyone's face. Making PSG watch him play with his real love. Like making your wife watch you with a person you actually love. Ahmad is coming on, guys. Ahmad for Anthony. We're seeing it. 19 minutes. 19 minutes of the Ahmad show. I don't think Nottingham Forest have defended very well, so I reckon Ahmad could actually have a big impact today. Didn't think we would see it in this season. Came on last game, to be fair. That is true. So at least he's getting more minutes now. Eric Ten Hag is desperate, or he believes in him finally. Ten Hag's desperate because realistically, why would you play Anthony over Ahmad in this game? Like, unless Anthony's an absolute demon in training, but he's so bad in games, then there's no reason why Anthony should have started this game instead of Ahmad. Like, you bring Anthony on as a sub and he'll be hungry, and Anthony's shown that he can somewhat have an impact as a sub, so I would have started Ahmad. I might have to stop watching, I'm getting so bored. I mean, stop watching the game at your peril, Mackenzie, because we are about to score, and Ahmad is going to score a last-minute screamer. If enough of us speak it into reality, Ahmad will score a screamer. Okay, Garnacho. Left wing. Can't get the cross, but Rashford picks up. Rashford gives the ball away, but it goes out of play. Rooney Bargy would have scored, but if you mention Rooney Bargy one more time, I'm getting PTSD flashbacks from that Copenhagen game where we were like 3-0 up or 2-0 up. I'm getting flashbacks. The entire stream you kept mentioning Rooney Bargy, and then of course he scores against us. I told you he was a class player. Great, Mackenzie. Thank you. Thank you for bestowing that knowledge on us. And cursing that game. The beginning of the end of our Champions League campaign. It's crazy to think that this side was in the Champions League, like this team. Because we can't even beat Nottingham Forest. Garnacho? Oh, Ahmad! Oh no! Literally everyone behind the goal was going crazy when the ball went to Ahmad. I have to wake up in 7 hours for a field day. As it keeps being this boring, I have to decide sleep or United. Always choose United. I'm having to travel all the way from London on Sunday to watch the City game. I mean, we're gonna get absolutely annihilated, but you got to do what you got to do, man. If you celebrate when the goals go in, you've also got to commiserate when goals are conceded. I might see if my granddad can give me his spare season ticket for the Villa v Ajax game. Don't support Villa, but that would be a good match, a good game to watch live. 100%, man. Good atmosphere. A United fan, even in these miserable years. If you can be a United fan during these years, then you know you're a United fan. Okay, so Lindelof picked up the yellow card. Set piece here for Nottingham Forest. Will we switch off and will we experience heartbreak? Let's see. I don't know why Rashford's trying to get his hands on players. Like, when, oh, okay, Onana saved. No worries. It's all good. Long shot, but Onana saves. It's all good. Watched Villa at Villa Park when they first came up from Championship, when they still had Tammy, won 3-0 versus Everton. Tammy Abraham. Is it Tammy? What's Tammy's last name? I've completely forgot Tammy's last name. Is it Abraham? Yeah, it is Abraham. Okay. That's weird. Someone I work with is called Tammy Abraham as well. I was like, is it that guy from what? No, it is Tammy Abraham. Cool. I reckon we sign him from Roma. Well, he showed that he could do it in the Prem as well. It's not like he was terrible. He was a young striker developing, and he was at Chelsea. So then he moved, and Mourinho got the best out of him. So I reckon Tammy. How much do you reckon you'd pay for Tammy? Okay, corner for United. 35 to 42 mil. I can't see him going past the. We'll bump it up to 6. No way. Well, you've also got to add United tax, so Tammy Abraham is now a £70 million player. Great. Oh, God. Corner by Fernandez, but it really wasn't good. We need Mount back as soon as possible because Fernandez has not been playing great for a few games now. $35.42 for a striker is cheap now, though. The problem is, I always forget that we're United, so teams are going to cash in on us. But it's just a matter of, are they going to take the piss with it or not? But we will always pay more than other clubs. But then another question mark over Tammy is if he's hot and cold. But then it's better than nothing. We have no strikers, so I'd pay 40 mil for Tammy. I'd say 40, 45 mil would probably be my cap for Tammy Abraham. Rashford to Casemiro to Fernandez. Found Rashford. Shoots! And has that gone out for a throw-in? What was that? What was that shot? No, it didn't even hit the side netting. Terrible shot. Desperation shot. Yeah, we're going to get absolutely demolished by Liverpool in the next round if we do get through. But at least we wouldn't have been knocked out by Forest. I think we should sign. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. From Sporting, he's been good at Coventry last season, and now he's bagging in the Champions League. Been really good for Sporting. Massive Swedish Don. We've already done the massive Swedish Don thing. We can't go back there. Is there extra time this game or something else? Good question, actually. Is there going to be a replay or is there going to be extra time? Mackenzie, help me out. Give me that ball knowledge. Amrabat finds Fernandez. Fernandez finds Garnacho. Garnacho finds Amrabat. Amrabat in the box. Casemiro shoots. And it's over the bar. Extra time plus pens, I think. Oh, God. Oh, we're going to be here a while. Oh, we're going to be here a while, boys. Oh, not extra time. Nick. Great. I'll live on 5 hours of sleep tomorrow. Oh, my God. Oh, I still need to pack for London. Oh, my God. Of course it's worth it. Of course it's worth it to watch United get knocked out of the FA Cup. Ahmad linking up with Fernandez. Ahmad back to Fernandez. Fernandez, sloppy ball. Again, what is he doing? Looks like Fernandez has just given up. Like, what was that kick? He didn't even know who it was going to. He's just kicking it anywhere. Mackenzie, my scouting knowledge is immense. No, he's genuinely actually good. Okay, I'll check him out. I'll add him onto the list. That's how it's said in an English way. I don't know how to speak Swedish though. Gaio Keres. I have a field day tomorrow from 7:30 AM till 5 PM. I am going to be dead. Time to get the Red Bulls out, Nick. This stream is not sponsored by Red Bull, by the way, guys. There are other energy drinks available. Or just water, if you want to be healthy. He carried Coventry in the Championship last season. Need a litre of coffee just to be protected. So his English League proven. Oh, but English League proven means nothing. Like, there's a reason a lot of Championship players don't. Oh, Nottingham Forest, edge of a box. Great save from Onana. Amazing. Onana's man of the match without a doubt, by the way. Onana's made a lot of big saves today. Do. Max Verstappen. I'm not even an F1 fan, but I'll get involved in any chant. Needs a Red Bull. Hey, Mitra and Tony lit up the championship and have been decent in decent in Prem, but like Mitro wasn't good in the Prem, which is why he then went to the Championship. And then I think it was more of the fact that Fulham were playing good football more so than he adapted his game. I think. Yeah, I think Mitro. But then they're just like they're stereotypical number nines. Like they didn't lit. Did they? Can you say they lit up the Prem? Like, how many goals did Mitrovic score? I think it was like 12. Like, yeah, good for a season, but like it's not like he's winning golden boots or anything, is it? Mainu coming on. Is Mainu on the bench? I'm just having a quick look now. So yeah, Mainu is on the bench, but do they really want to play him in a high intense extra 30? This is supposed to be his rest. Fernandez. Oh, who was it? We scored. Casemiro. Fernandez. Oh, last minute winner. Beautiful. No extra time, baby. No extra time. We all get to sleep. We all get to sleep. We scored. Fernandez with a cross in from a set piece, and Fernandez gets the head on it. Okay, we just need to not concede in the next, like, however many minutes are left of extra time. Fernandez is also checking his head isn't bleeding because obviously he had to come off last match because of his head. Oh, beautiful header. So near post, dived for it, and boom. 1-0. Let's go. Let's update this score. Beautiful, beautiful scenes. Ten Hag looked very happy with that. Puts two arms in the air and goes, yes! Oh, now they're checking a possible offside. Yep, VAR is being used. Guys, you told me VAR wasn't being used. I believed you. And now they're checking VAR. What's going on? Casemiro definitely isn't offside. But then Varane's offside, so are they going to say that he was impeding a player or something? No, come on, VAR, please, for the love of God, let us all go to sleep. Okay, VAR taking such a deep look at this. Wow. Casemiro is praying, on his knees praying. Oh, come on. Come on. It's one of the longest checks I've ever seen in my life. Come on. Looks like Casemiro is bleeding from his head as well, from the looks of it. The side of his head, maybe. Oh, I just realised he also nutmegged Turner with the header. And the goal stands. Yeah, Casemiro is bleeding again. Casemiro literally put his life on the line, scoring that goal, and it's led to him bleeding again. I don't know. They need to do something about Casemiro's head because every time he heads the ball, it looks like he's gonna bleed. They're just putting glue in it again. So Casemiro can't come on because of his head, surely. It's a head injury, he's bleeding. Are the ref going to give us another sub, or what's going on? Forest seem to be making about 4 subs of their own. I don't know how it's happened, Nick, but we have actually had a VAR decision go our way. I mean, it should have never been looked at in the first place, but the VAR gods have favoured us. Casemiro will stay on. They'll just wrap his head. So is there no... Oh, Kobe Mainoo's coming on, so I'm guessing Casemiro may be coming... No, McTominay is coming off. And Johnny Evans... Okay, well, Johnny Evans is coming on, so the result is secured. We've won this game. Don't know how many minutes... How many more minutes of extra time there are gonna be. Amrabat off for Evans and McTominay off for Mainoo. Okay. I think Casemiro's off the pitch. Let's do it, boys. Come on. Why is it not showing on the screen how many additional minutes there are? It's just... Have we been told how many added minutes there were? I think it was... No? To be fair, we've got to give stick where stick is due. Not stick, but more like, let's look at the facts. And Ahmad hasn't really done anything since he's come on, has he? Have you guys seen anything from Ahmad? And that's not a reflection on him, it's more so a reflection on the team, but still, Ahmad hasn't really left an impression with us to think, oh, okay, well, you do need to be starting over other players. Additional time hasn't been shown on play-by-play commentary either. Oh, great. So are we just playing until Forest equalise then, or...? "5 minutes added," says Nick. Okay. So we are scraping past Nottingham Forest 1-0. How do you guys... Are you feeling confident that we can beat Liverpool in the next round? I said it'd be a late winner. Shiz win, 1-0 win. Wrong team, but I said it. Yeah, you did say Nottingham Forest would win it. Okay, Garnacho picks it up. Garnacho doing a little trickery. Mainoo's playing around with it in the corner. Well, the United fans are loving it, so they're cheering every time that we pass the ball. I think they're very relieved that we're not losing this game. got it right. Technically. Question marks, Mackenzie. Question marks. And now they're starting on Bruno Fernandes. Who's this knob? Looks like Fernandes is making a motion as though the other player had his hand around his neck or something like that. We've played 9 minutes of additional time. Are we going to end the game now, or we're checking VAR? That guy had his hand around his neck. Surely Felipe, who is Felipe? Surely he should be sent off for that. Are we checking VAR? Send him off. Red card. And the ref does absolutely nothing. Pathetic. Pathetic from the ref. How are we still playing this match? We're 10 minutes into added time. If Casemiro gets red for that, he needs to be gone. Exactly. Johnny Evans away. Good. And that is full time. 1-0. Boom. United are through to the next round of the FA Cup, where we will be facing long-term rivals, Liverpool. Thank you for joining me, gentlemen. It's been a journey. I mean, probably one of the most boring games you'll ever watch up until the last 11 minutes when we actually showed a bit of spirit and drive to get a performance and, well, not get a performance, get a win, because the performance was terrible. But as Nick says, we done it. We done it. And doers do, and we did. And we bloody did it. So, appreciate you all for tuning in. Once again, I will be back for the... Oh, God, we've got to play Man City next, don't we? Okay, so it's the Manchester derby on Sunday. We'll be back to cover that. But yeah, for now, hope you all have a lovely night to rest. Have a good week. And we can still finish this season in the top 4 and winners of the FA Cup. Will it happen? We don't know. We have to find out. But we can do that still. So let's dream. Let's dream, baby. No worries, Mackenzie. Enjoy work and make sure that you send those good vibes. But thank you all for joining me tonight. Hope you have a lovely evening and Godspeed.